希望大家喜欢。
Peiyou, would you like to explain?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
高老师, Chen 老师, everyone. This is Peiyou from New York. Today I'm going to play this piece. It's called Douce Dame Jolie, Sweet Lovely Lady, from a 14th century folk song composed by Guillaume de Machaut, a French composer. And first, Andy will recite the English lyrics for you.
Sweet, lovely lady, for God's sake, do not think that any has sovereignty over my heart, but you alone. For always, without treachery, cherished have I you, and humbly all the days of my life served without base thoughts. Alas, I am left, begging for hope and relief, for my joy is at its end without your compassion. Sweet, lovely lady, but your sweet mastery masters my heart so harshly, tormenting it and binding in unbearable love, so that my heart desires nothing but to be in your power, and still your own heart renders it no relief. Sweet, lovely lady, and since my malady healed will never be without you, sweet enemy who takes delight in my torment, with clasped hands I beseech your heart that forgets me, that it mercifully kill me, for too long have I languished. Sweet, lovely lady.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Peiyou. Lovely piece, beautiful. Next, we have also from New York, Stephen Dydo. Stephen, you'll be playing a bit Autumn Thoughts from Beyond the Border. Zayden, maybe you can explain a bit about the Chinese name of this.
好，刚才的表演非常的音乐和诗朗诵非常的优美动听，谢谢二位。那接下来呢，我们现在要为大家演奏的是来自纽约的 Stephen Dydo 先生为大家演奏一曲《秋赛吟》。那么这首曲子呢，相对于刚才上一首曲子呢，大家这个心情就比较悲缓悲壮。那么它主要是叙述的就是离别故土这么一种抑郁忧愁的一个情怀。
Stephen?
Yeah.
Over to you.
Yeah, it's also known as 小手文田, and in fact also indeed 水山草. So you can pick whichever one you like.
Thank you, Stephen. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Next, we have Cheng from London, who will be playing a very special piece on a special instrument. So I will let her introduce it herself, probably in English. But Zayda, you might say a few things in Chinese first.
好的我们的节目非常的精彩，不知不觉已经这个雅集才过半了哈，希望大家继续支持我们，继续观看我们的这个古琴的演奏。下面呢，就由我们伦敦古琴社的社长程昱为大家演奏一首《平沙落雁》，这是一首非常著名的曲子。下面还有一个小惊喜，那么就由他来为大家介绍。
Hi everyone. Can you hear my chin? Is that too loud?
Yes. Too loud? Yes. No, it's just right. I think it's fine. Yeah.
Good. 平沙落雁, wild geese descending on the sandy beach is one of the 10 best known masterpieces for Guqin. The piece is first appeared in the mid-17th century book called Guzheng Zhengzong, and it's very popular. And you find in pipa and other instruments also this piece title. And according to legendary, geese are the messengers they can carry letters and message from one place to other. And this piece describes in the deep autumn, a group of geese migrating from north to south, looking for the surviving environment. The piece is kind of sentimental and nostalgia between the animal and the human world, because they miss the environment where they lived, and also the people they living beside them, enjoying this world. And yes, I'd like to show you the instrument I'm playing today, because I was really honored and humbled by playing this special instrument, who played by two most famous sinologists and musicologists, and many titles of the two Westerners. One is called, many of you may know him already, Robert van Gulik and Lawrence Pekin. I just show a few pictures quickly to show you. Can you see the picture? Okay, so I have Lewis.
Yes, I think you can enlarge it to put it as a screen. Sorry, as a slideshow.
Yes, is that better?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, slideshow. Okay. Robert van Gulik, you can see he lived in the last century, first half century, and he was a Dutch sinologist and diplomat, and also Guzheng player, scholar, and writer. Best known for the Judge Dee historical mysteries. It's like an English version of Sherlock Holmes and Agatha Christie, these kind of books. Which he borrowed from the 18th century Chinese detective books. But he's a real sinology. He actually lived for the Second World War period, mostly in China as a diplomat. And he married a Chinese wife called Shui Shifang and had 4 children. And apart from, most Chinese people know him as a detective story writer, but he's actually wrote several books on the Guzheng. The one is called The Law of the Chinese Lute, which published in 1941, and also another one, Xiangsi and his poetical essay on the lute, both in 1941. And most of Western people in last century actually first known Guzheng through his book in English, because he studied linguistics. So this Cheng has his you can see. Sorry, I can't see myself. Okay. So this is the front side, and this is the back side of the Guzheng, and has 2 calligraphy engraved called Longyin, which is dragon's chant. And below that, you can see there is a red seals of his Chinese name. I'm going to show you. Yes, so Gao Luo Pei. So it looks very sort of plain black. You can see this Cheng actually is longer than the most Cheng I played. It's kind of, you can't put in any Guzheng cases, like 1.5 centimeters longer than the normal Cheng, and it's a little bit wider, so you have a wider chamber. And interestingly, I'm going to show you the next picture. This one shows the inside of the chamber. The sound chamber has 2 inside inscription. one is set the 24th year of the national period, which is 1935. And the maker obtained the old wood from Bianjing. Bianjing is from Luoyang. And the other side says, 浙东徐元白指导木匠李绍堂奏. So made by the carpenter Li Shaotang under the supervision of Xu Yuanbai. Actually, Xu Yuanbai is one of the most established Qin players in the last century, last first half century. And he actually set up although he's a Zhejiang Zhepai player, but he set up the Qin society in Sichuan. He followed the great master Sun Yat-sen, so traveled many parts of China, settled in the Sichuan for first half of the 1914s, and set up the Tianfeng Qinshe, so Heavenly Wind Society, where when Gulik was there and joined it. And this qin, because he's also famous for making qins, he made more than 50 qins, and each of them are quite different, and he liked to try in different styles and do a little bit innovation inside of the guqin. So this guqin actually is under his supervision, so it's very, very special. I'm going to show you something else. And this one came with the guqin. It's the Jinyu Qin strings. These are the earliest strings, silk strings. I actually used them on this special instrument because they can reveal the true sound of this instrument. And so you can see it's a Suzhou Minzu Yueqi Chang. So it came with the qin. I guess this string at least as old as 1950s. So it's very different compared with the other qins. It's very refined, very smooth, even for the thickest string. Okay, just quickly show you. So Lawrence Peking actually was born a year earlier than Gulik. But he is such a polymath scholar. He's master of zoology and biochemistry, and also is a team player, musicologist, many. And he based in Jesus College in Cambridge, and he collected many instruments, and he been to Japan, and also in 1940s he on the missionary to China, and at Chongqing in 1944, and he might have met Gulik and also Xu Yuanbai. Because of him, I guess Gulik have some other qins, and this qin somehow gave in the hand of Lawrence Peking. So these two most well-known scholars, and Lawrence Peking has published seven books of music from the Tang Dynasty. When I was doing my PhD, I had the honor to have a chance to study with him and to know a bit more about the Tang Dynasty music. Oh, I don't have a picture. Okay, I'll just say something like this, just a little bit backdrop about this instrument. So now I'm going to play this music. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chengyu. I think you mentioned that because it's wider, you also needed to get used to the fingering, wasn't it?
Yes, wider and longer, so the fingering is different. And also, I tuned the guqin 2 semitones lower than the standard ones. So the tonic is E flat. 我定的调是降 E 调，所以比一般的 F 调要低，低一个整个的一个音，所以比较声音音量比较小一些。
Thank you, but I think it comes across very well. The microphone is very good, so the sound is very good, actually.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Daniella Gordon from the UK, who will be performing something quite unusual called Internal Longing to the words of the poem Xiangsi, Another Range of Mountains. I will let her introduce a bit, but Azalea, would you like to say a few words about this?
感谢程昱用就这首曲子用这种琴啊，这么经典的弹奏出来，非常感谢，很好听。那么接下来的呢，就是由UK， 就是我们英国的一位琴友 Daniella Gordon， 他为我们演奏清代词人纳兰性德的创作的一首词，叫《长相思》。3译成。那么这首词呢，是描绘了将士在外对故乡的这么一种绵长的这种思乡之情。Daniella.
Hi there. So my name is obviously Daniella. I've been learning Guqin at the London Yolan Qin Society for 3 months. I'm playing Cheng长相思as arranged by Liushui to the words of the poem We Journeyed by Mountain, Shan Yi Cheng, which I'm translating as We Journeyed by Mountain, which is by the Qing dynasty poet Nalan Xingde. Many of you will be familiar with obviously Cheng长相思, but sung to generally a different poem, which I believe is written by Bai Ju-yi, which starts off, the Bian waters are flowing, the Su waters are flowing. But this is based on a more unusual poem, Shan Yi Cheng. And the poet is accompanying the Kanxi emperor during a campaign in Guangdong in 1682, while surrounded by the majestic beauty of nature. He's besieged by bitterly cold weather and the hardships of making long journeys by mountain and by river. And he wistfully compares this with the peacefulness of his hometown. And I will quickly now just post, I just press enter. I'm just posting the words into the chat, which should be there now in English, Chinese, and Japanese. Japanese is a translation done by my friend. The English is we journeyed by mountain, we journeyed by river. Our goal is Elm Pass, that border to another land. Late at night, I see 1,000 tent lamps. The wind is turbulent, the snow is drifting. This cacophony of sound is shattering the nostalgia and ruining my dream. My hometown isn't as noisy as this. Just for our Japanese friends, はじめまして、Gordon Daniella と申します。洋蘭チンソサイティでチンを3ヶ月間学んでいます。今日はリシャンティの編曲によるチャンシャンシーという楽曲を弾きます。サンガの旅路というチン王朝時代のナランシンデという詩人の歌と合わせて演奏します。この詩人は漢詩皇帝が1682年に広東に遠征に行った時に同行しました。神々しいまでの美しい自然に囲まれる一方で厳しい寒さと山河を変える長旅の苦悩にも苛まれました。彼はこの環境の中でふるさとを忍びました。山脈を越えて旅をする。川を下り旅をする。二礼の道を目指す。一徳との境。夜更けには千のキャンプランプが瞬く。風は吹き荒れ、雪が舞う。この荒れた雑音が妄想と夢見を乱す。私のふるさとにはこのような心かき乱す雑音はないというのに。声响欲断，那宽旁，夜深天将冷。分一更，去一更，骨髓相信能无常，无缘无色。
Thank you, Daniella. I thought the lyrics went very well with the melody. Actually, it sounded like did you discover the matching of the lyrics, or has it been performed before?
To be honest, it was given me by my coach. Elaine, my coach, gave me a list of different songs. I just picked it out at random. There's a list online of about 20 or 30 different poems which are sung to Cheng长相思.
I see. Wonderful. Thank you. So the next piece we have is one of our members or committee members of the society, Julian Joseph from London, from the UK, sorry, not London. And he will be playing the very famous piece, Evening Song of the Drunken Fisherman. Azalea?
谢谢 Daniella， 你弹得非常好，唱得也非常好听。下面呢，就由我们琴社的一位成员 Julian Joseph， 来自英国的 Julian， 为大家演奏一曲《醉渔唱晚》。希望大家在这首曲子里头能够听到，能够感受到这种醉态的渔风，如见其人，如闻其声的这样一种奇音的妙曲。Julian。
Thank you, Julian. Very beautiful piece. That's great. Next one, we have a different instrument now, a Guzheng performance by our Guzheng instructor, actually. Li Muqi. Muqi will probably tell us a bit about the piece. But before that, Azalea, would you like to introduce this piece?
接下来就是李木奇，来自英国的李木奇古筝演奏者，为我们献上大家耳熟能详的《高山流水》。
Muqi, can you say a few words about this piece?
This is a quite famous piece, but it's really interesting. There's three versions, the same title. So one is from Zhejiang, the other one from Shandong, and the third one is from Henan. And today I'm going to play the one from Zhejiang, and hope you enjoy it and hope everyone have a blessed new year. Thank you. Does that sound okay? All right?
Yeah, it sounds good. Thank you very much, Muqi. Lovely piece and lovely performance. I believe you're one of the instructors of our upcoming music course, isn't it, for Guzheng?
Yes, yeah, I'll be teaching the intermediate level. So yeah.
When is that starting? When is the course starting?
I think it starts January the 11th. I think so.
Oh, it started already. Yeah. So that's great. If anyone needs any information about the course, I think it's all on our Facebook and website. The next piece we have will be played by our good friend from Ireland, Esmeralda Herrero, Esme. And it's a very famous piece, one of the most famous, I suppose, the 3 variations on the plum blossom theme. Azalea, would you like to say a few words about this?
感谢木奇刚才的那首高山流水古筝，真是让我们有身临其境、耳闻其声的这种感觉哈，谢谢你。下面接下来的呢是欢迎我们的来自爱尔兰的Esme 为我们演奏，也是大家耳熟能详的《梅花三弄》。Esme。
Hi. Can you play a single note? Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much, Esme. Beautiful piece. Next, we have one of our committee members of the society, Jenny, from London, who will play a piece that I'm not very familiar. It's called 列子 Rides the Wind. Azalea, do you know this piece well?
Yeah, I did a little bit of homework beforehand. Yeah, 谢谢 Esme 的梅花三弄。这个接下来呢，由我们伦敦琴社的 Jenny 赵为大家演奏《列子御风》。这个庄子艺术中曾提到这个夫列子御风而行，凛然善也。那么这是一首道家的琴曲，我们现在就由Jenny 为大家来演奏这首曲子。
谢谢。
Thank you, Jenny. That was lovely. The next one is my piece. I'm going to perform a short xiao piece, and it's actually originally an erhu solo. It's called Liang Xiao, which is a pleasant evening, composed by a very famous Chinese composer called Liu Tianhua. Many people will be familiar because he has composed many very famous pieces. And it's originally, as I mentioned, originally an erhu piece, but once transcribed for the xiao, the melody also suits the xiao very well. It's called Liang Xiao, but actually it's been known to be composed on the New Year's Eve by the composer. So it's also been known as a song of the New Year's Eve night, actually. Azalea, would you like to say a few words about this piece?
好的，好的，先感谢 Jenny 的演奏。我觉得你的演奏很有力度哈，就眼前仿佛出现这个列子这样一种林虚御风、飘飘洒洒的这个形象，就很形象地出现在我的眼前啊。感谢 Jenny。接下来呢，由 Dennis 为我们演奏一首童宵，对吗？
洞箫，
洞箫 ，sorry， 对不起啊，洞箫，叫良宵。这首曲子通常是在新年，就是新年除夕晚上演奏的曲子，欢迎大家欣赏。
Thank you. Great. The next one we have is another one of our members, Charles Charles Sua, who will be performing his own dapu of the piece called Night Rain over the Xiao and Xiang rivers. I'm sure he will introduce this piece a bit by himself. Azalea?
谢谢 Dennis， 非常好听、非常动听的这个箫声。接下来就由我们琴社的 Charles Chua 为大家演奏一曲《潇湘夜雨》。这首谱子呢是根据天文阁一首1876年的这个谱子，由他自己来打谱的创作的一首曲子。Charles。
Just hang on a second. Okay. Just quick sound test. That's okay, is it?
Yeah, it sounds good. It can be a bit louder, so you can play to your loudest. I think.
Louder.
Yeah, slightly louder would be good. Sounds good.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this piece is called A Night Rain over the Xiao and Xiang rivers. I'm currently doing a master's in ethnomusicology, and this is part of my sort of like dissertation, and which is transcribing some the scores in the Tenwenge Qinpu that are attributed to Jiang Kongshan, published in 1876, and this is like one of the transcriptions that I've done. So I haven't completely memorized it and can play complete perfect, but so if I do make any hesitations or anything like that, please bear with me. But yeah.
Thank you, Charles. That was lovely. Has anyone played it in a different version before, Charles? It's
basically,
Dapu, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, maybe some people have done a Dapu of it, but as far as I'm aware, none has been published or been made public or anything like that. And the first half is similar to the Shishang Liu Quan, but then after that it develops into something different. So, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Then the next item we have is by one of our. I just wanted to check if Marnix is on because his name is on the list. Are you there, Marnix? Marnix, if you're here, could you unmute yourself? Marnix?
I don't see his name on the.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't send.
Yeah, we can move to the next piece, which unless Marnix do join us in the next few minutes, we will move on to the next piece, which is our last item on the program, which is Elaine's piece called Song of Lowlan. I will let her introduce the piece a bit herself. But Azalea, would you like to say a few words?
Oh yeah, 接下来应该是我们这次雅集的最后一首曲目，叫《楼兰散》，由我们古琴社的 Elaine 为大家演奏。那么 Elaine， 你可以为大家介绍一下这首曲子。
大家好，感谢大家的精彩的演出，感谢 Dennis 和秦磊一直这么辛苦的为大家介绍曲目，很高兴认识各位老师以及了解日本的一些文化。It's very nice to hear something from another culture, the Japanese side, how they illustrate their version of guqin playing. It's very interesting. Lowland Sun is composed by a famous composer called Jin Xiang. During Cultural Revolution, he went to the Xinjiang area for over 10 years. So after he went back to Shanghai Music School, he composed this piece. 楼兰是一个古代的一个神秘的古国，它大概是从公元前2世纪建国，到公元后的6世纪就很神秘的消失了。所以只有800年的历史，它在丝绸之路上，所以在这首曲目里边可以听到空旷、悠远，可能有一些异域的一些驼铃啊，或者是新疆那边的舞蹈的一些感觉的声音。So this piece is about an ancient country, Lowland, which is on the route of Silk Road. It was founded at 2 BC. 2th century BC, sorry, and it mysteriously disappeared at 6th century BC. So it only appeared for 800 years, and it's near the Xinjiang area. So for Han years, it's kind of an exotic place with exotic sound. You might hear some emptiness of desert, some echoing desert sound, or some Silk Road and camel and exotic dances related feeling from it. Thank you. Thank you. I have shortened the piece and I have learned the Zhongyi's version, but I have also used variation of Zhenghe, which he played on the first International Guqin Festival in 2018 in London. We have recently uploaded the full length of the video, which is, I think, is the best performance he has on internet. So Julian is going to paste the YouTube link please follow us. And if you like the piece, he plays a much better version in the Guqin Festival. You can listen to the full length. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a Gongyi version you mentioned, Elaine. Is it?
I learned the Gongyi's version, but I also used the variation of Zhenghe, some variation.
But did you mention that it was composed by Jin Xiang? Was it originally?
Yeah. It's composed by Jin Xiang, but the recording of Gongyi is very famous. And so when I learned this, my teacher taught me the performance version of Gongyi. So he made some changes of original score already.
Was it composed for Guqin or composed for orchestra? Because I know Jin Xiang is an orchestral composer usually.
I think it's composed for Guqin because I didn't find a lot of information about this. He's a very famous composer. But I like I first heard the piece on our International Guqin Festival, and I think it's very exotic, and it's amazing that Guqin can have this kind of sound.
Yes.
I always wanted to learn it.
Very, very beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of our program. Unless Marnix, I'm just going to check and see if Marnix is on. Marnix, if you are, could you unmute yourself and show yourself?
Or at least type on the chat to say that you.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, if we don't hear anything, and Marnix might be having some technical difficulties, then we have a bit of free time. I don't know if anyone wants to ask any questions or say anything, or just make a share anything with us. Do feel free. Maybe raise your hands or just unmute yourself and tell us. Cheng, you might want to say a few words.
Yes. What are 3 enjoyable hours of this yaji of people from all different areas, different time zone, different country, played so many different pieces. Actually, if you notice, there is not even one repeated piece. Every piece is different.
Which is unusual, yeah.
Quite unusual because we are randomly taking people's performance by who's coming first. But this one is really, none of the pieces are the same. And so really, we will arrange more this kind for yaji, because our yaji is regular every odd month, 2nd Saturday afternoon in the UK time. And if you are interested to join us to play a piece, and it's quite free to join, and there's no special rules for that. And we also have our 2021 spring courses coming up. And if anybody wants to learn Guqin, and we teach bilingual Chinese and English, and to Guqin lovers from all levels. Yes, if you're interested, and please do contact us. And yeah, if you have any questions about this yaji, and please do tell us now. We have a window of about 5 to 6 minutes, and yes, do let us know. Anyone? I can't
also let us know in the chat as well if
in the chat,
got any
I can't see all the screens here.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. The some of our Japanese friends have stayed. It's quite late in Japan now. They have joined us all through the whole yaji, actually.
Yes, actually, yeah. It's what time in Japan now?
What is it? 在日本几点呢？现在
I make a picture.
12点 12 o'clock.
12点是吧？
It's 12 o'clock in the midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a late time for you.
Yes.
Yes.
大家都辛苦了，这次雅致真的非常成功，感谢大家。
感谢高老师。
感谢。 哎，高老师，我这里有一句新年祝福，可以用日本语跟你们说一下吗？Google 上查的临时，他的意思就是祝你们新年快乐，就是明けましておめでとうございます。这样说对吗？
おめでとうございます。
Happy New Year， 谢谢。
耶，恭喜恭喜！
恭喜。
Okay, and so I can see Guqin music and art is really truly international. We have people from all different corners of the world playing qin, and we can really enjoy to share this music and the civilization of culture all together. That's really great.
May I ask one question?
Yes.
You mentioned in Japanese audience, and you mentioned Professor Lawrence Pickens' names.
Yes.
And one question is, do you have any person within your Qin societies who studied from Lawrence Pickens, Professor Lawrence Pickens, or contact with him?
Actually, my teacher and some of the teachers, lectures of at London University SOAS, and they all are his teachers, like Richard Withers and others. It's all, and Stephen Jones, all students of Lawrence Pickens. And I met him myself a few times, and yes, we all know him to a certain degree.
Also, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, his legacy is enormous. And last year, they had an exhibition of Lawrence Pickens' collection. And there were more than 200 pieces of different instruments and books, and he collected from all over the world, a lot of them from Japan. And you know, the 5-stringed pipa called Kogen Qinfu is from his collection. And if you notice, this qin at the side has a little white mark. It's called 328. So that's 328 items of Peking. So a lot of pieces like Cui Ma Yue, Sabara, and Tangaku, Gagaku, and Do has not completely played by people. There are some versions played in China and Japan, but there is not a complete series about this music played. So we needed to find out more. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions?
So I'd like to mention that we do have other social media channels such as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, which I invite you to join to get news and updates on our future events and also current events as well.
Yeah, and also Guqin is an instrument, is easy to take up, and maybe not so easy to go very, very deep. And many of our members, like Daniella Golden, only learned 3 months, and she's played 2 times and with very well. And Elaine have learned first started with our Qin Society about 3 years ago, and now she has reached such a level. So it's kind of all depend on your self-dedication and you know the love of the instrument. Okay. I think it's time for us to wrap up because we had such a great Yaji, and I hope everyone has enjoyed this shared Zoom Yaji, and we will organize more. And I feel please feel free to join, because this is informal gathering. It's not about how brilliantly you can play, but it's how you can share what your music with us, and we can communicate, especially in the lockdown area. I mean, in the beginning of the year, we actually facing very serious situations, especially here in England, but we need to keep up our spirit to play music. So we write a painting on the calligraphy, yoga, and anything else, and to keep us to go over this difficult period. Thank you very much for coming, and we will see you soon in our next Yaji. And if, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
新年快乐, keep safe, healthy, and yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
you. As well. Yeah. Bye.
And you have passed the hosting to you, so you can end the meeting now.
Oh, okay then. End it. Bye.